Hello again, everybody. It's Takedown, Scot Casber. We continue our coverage of the sport, this time on the international level. August Wesley, a coach in California, got a hold of me and told me that one of the greats of wrestling was in town, and I'm talking about George Kalchev. He joins us now. George, how are you?
Thanks, fine. Hey, Scott, California, Sacramento, nice time. No storm, no snow, and the airports work.
But the airports are the ones that are keeping you there. The massive snowstorm on the East Coast has disrupted your travel, costing you quite a bit of money in travel changes. Yeah.
Yeah, travel change. It's for bad or good. I don't know. Maybe it's for good because I supposed to fly back to East Coast 2 days ago. It was like all flight canceled. So I stay here around and get more time, not just to visit my friend August and to talk with the people because I make a couple of clinics shortly with around the clubs. They like my style, my new vision and new philosophy of the wrestling. So we're talking about coming back maybe in April. So just make a plans and to be able for me also to come. So maybe it's a good good thing that we I missed the flights.
Well, let me tell you, George Kalchev is a European champ, a world vice champion, 7 medals from European and world championships over the years, a Bulgarian Wrestling Federation Bureau member, president of the wrestling club, of course, CSKA, in Sofia, Bulgaria, and president of George Sport Tours, which is one of the things I want to talk about today is the fact that, you've been taking kids on tours and exposing them to quality wrestling around the world in Greece, in Paris, in Crete, Odessa, Slovakia, Austria, Italy, so many places, and makes wrestlers better, doesn't it?
Yeah, actually, this idea came uh, until I was in the national team, Bulgarian national team. I've been there about 15 years from junior and senior age and take lots of international tournament. I've been champion of more than, it's about 11, 12 A-class big tournament in all over the world. And then I got 7 medals plus World Cup silver. So when I during my sport career, something that I hated was just going from airport to the sport hall, hotel, turn 2 days competition, and then the next morning we are in the airport and go back. That doesn't make sense. You are in Tokyo, Moscow, New York, Paris. You see nothing, and this time I was mad. I say, coach, let's stay one more day and make a pictures with Eiffel Tower. Go to see Krasnaya Ploshchad in Moscow. Just for one day. And I say, no, no, no. Actually, it doesn't. It's not there. That's political. That's financial question. So when I stop, I decide I will make something. Yeah, high level wrestling, uh, good trainings, uh, learning new stuff in Europe because from the USA you really need this. You need a little outside styles because you are in trouble when you go to uh, Europe or Asia. You don't know this style of wrestling. So, but additionally, to pick them and bring them to the historical place, to get them the cultural stuff, meet with the boys and wrestlers and girls from the all this country. The last tour, for example, the last tour I offer now uh, for my wrestling tours is 4 country, 5 capitals. That's like a good name because he give exactly idea what's going on. We go through uh, for 2 weeks in 4 country and 5 different capitals like Paris, Istanbul, Bucharest, Varna. So it's nice trip. That's my goal. Sport and culture.
I
These
love the
people have to, yeah, but these boys coming back, they are new people. They have a new vision for the world and for the people in the world, and they became a world citizen.
So it's about life, it's about culture on and off the mat, and these are unforgettable experiences. George Sport Tours, and you can look for them online, folks, at georgecamps.com. And George, I want to take you back a couple years ago. I watched a match again 3 times yesterday. It was you and a young man named Gene Mills. You're both a little different, but boy, I tell you what a battle it was, and you wrestled it out. Do you remember wrestling Gene Mills?
Of course, I remember. That's a great guy. Gene is great wrestler, uh, great person. He's very smiley and open person, and everybody like him. Me too. We are good friends. At this time, couple of years ago, in in 1982, uh, yeah, that was the actually the match, the fight we're watching is the second one. We've been meet each other in Tbilisi, a big international tournament in Russia, and that was my second win against Mil. Not easy, not easy. You can see on the match, but actually, that's thanks of our Bulgarian style of wrestling. Bulgaria is not big country, but traditional in the wrestling in Bulgaria is 1,000 years. Uh, we get the best from the Russian, Asian style, from Turkish style, and we have a really good wrestling school, very effective, not so attractive, but effective. Make a points and win,
And that's it. The
and
bottom line is to
that's
win.
why. Yeah, that's why we have every year we have a world champion. Almost, we got Bulgaria is 7-8 million people and not so much wrestlers, but we also always we stay on the top 5 countries, 6 countries in the world by wrestling. So that's maybe helped me against Gene, against Barry Davis, Kevin Darkus. That's the names I remember from my time. They wrestled 57, 127.
125.5 was the weight I think you were wrestling on with Gene Mills in this video I watched, and which brings me to a young man in California that you're working with, and that is Coach August Wesley's son, Anthony Wesley. And I think he's, first of all, he's highly ranked, but his weight is very similar to that which you competed in internationally and quite effectively, I might add. So having you make California another home is very important, perhaps, to the success that Anthony expects to make in the future.
Yeah, you're right. Anthony is a great guy. He have already good results on the states and national competition. Uh, it's a great good opportunity for me because August actually he came to my camps many years. He turned on more than 10 countries with me with wrestling and. He saw lots of, but he always talked about my son, my son, my son. So I say, come on, bring him to the tour. So finally, I came here, and I have opportunity. Even the first day, we stay about 7, 8 hours from the morning to late afternoon, and we were working with other boys. There is Curtis Sands, one of the parents and coaches. They are very active. They like the wrestling. That's why I'm looking for. I'm looking for first the motivate wrestlers. They have to be. Even sometimes we get the good talent boys, but they are between the American football or soccer or basketball and not so motivated. So the best for me is to get the motivated boys who like to be great wrestlers. So then I can help them definitely.
George, I have to ask you about some of those that are endorsing you. One of them, Wade Genova, USA Wrestling, says that your tours are the best tours he's ever been on. But the one that stands out for me, pardon me, is perhaps the most important for me anyway. He says, Bulgaria is the country where my star shined for the first time. But only with the George Cup tour I discovered the beauty of the country and I admired the hospitality of the people and the strength of the Bulgarian wrestlers. And that was world gold medalist and Olympic vice
Zeke,
champion and head coach of USA Freestyle, Zeke Jones.
Zeke Jones, my good friend. Yeah, Zeke. Zeke used to be one of our great wrestlers on the final in Sofia, in Varna, in Bulgaria, in '91. So he's a great wrestler, very intelligent man. We get a good relation. He came twice to my camps, and he bring teams, and he appreciates also my camps. Everybody like it. Actually, I have no complaint from anybody. 25 years. No, now this year it's uh, it's made 25 years since I start these camps. There's wrestling tours is the right. It's a wrestling because we just turn different clubs, different countries. Brandon Slay also been 2 times, and he made Greece, Bulgaria, Italy, Switzerland. So we just talked with Brandon. He's now responsible for the Olympic Center and for the young junior and cadets. So maybe with Bill Zadek in the freestyle coach, maybe they will decide, and we just now communicate to bring a short camp adaptation just before the world champion cadets and junior in because they are close to Bulgaria. So I propose them to come there, host them for 2 weeks, just to be to get adapted to the European time where the World Championship will be, and then bring them to the. So I am in good communication with USA Wrestling Federation, good friends with Jim Ravanak, uh, Rich Bender. We just talk about our relation to make better our care, because that's all I do is mostly for USA wrestlers. So that's the big profit for them to get this experience. So I think we did good. That's Bulgarian USA wrestling, Bulgaria USA friendship. That's something like example how the world have to doing in the with the rest countries too.
I know you're proud of it. So is USA, and one of the big benefits, of course, to come out of a rejuvenated wrestling community is the World Cup. The World Cup coming up on the 15th, 16th of March. It'll take place in Los Angeles, California, at the Forum. That's a very big. It's a very big target for wrestlers to wrestle at the World Cup, is it not?
Sure, sure. That's the face of the world wrestling. Then all world watching the wrestling and the best. So that's the new philosophy. I mean, we missed something in the past. That's why the Olympic Committee tried to penalty us and make that's trouble with the putting out the wrestling out of the Olympic family. Was a stress for us, but at the same time was a positive because the FIA, the International Wrestling Federation, does change, and now it will be tough, but because still more of the people, the members, old one, they are still there, but the new president with the new people that new ideas and the example we get of this the Olympic Committee give us like you know it's time to change and make the wrestling really more popular. It's very attractive sport, but the people don't know about. That's why the media, it's with us together. We gotta get a new strategy and get close. Stop changing the rules. Stop making mistake and make it a big international sponsorship or something, and make this sport more popular, more reached, and get the prices on the tournament. Just because you see the golf, you see other sport. We have examples. We gotta just get some good examples and try to pick up our sport to the top.
To the top, and that's one of the reasons why some of the changes have been made. How about the rise of women's freestyle, George? Your opinion on the women's freestyle? It seems to be growing in popularity around the world and fast.
Actually, that I've been presenting on the first matches between the women wrestling. That was in the early 1980, 81. In Scandinavian, Swedish team, and Norway team. At that time, I was really confused. I said, that's doesn't look sport. But then I realized why. Because at this time, the both team was so low level. They just bring some good girls, put them get on singlets and wrestle. It was funny. But then I imagine, isn't the same time the same things if you put some just 10 boys and make them play American football or soccer or something if they never did this? It would be funny, of course. So the perfection of the years that they took, the last 20, 30 years already, now it's great. You're watching the girls, they are top, they are so good. The Japanese, Americans, French girls before in the beginning. So now the no domination. Now it's a really a good concurrence between all the girls in the world. So they prove it. They have a place in the Olympic games. They prove it. That's a nice sport and nice. They get a very nice girls there, nice body. They can be on some concourse of the beauty to participate.
Do you believe that is future of sport, or can we grow from six, six, six? In other words, six Greco, six freestyle women.
Yeah, we always in the past we get 20 category, 20 weight classes, 10 Greco, 10 freestyle. Now we are close. Uh, I would like to get to keep the 10 men's in Greco and freestyle and get another 10 for the girls, but that's Olympic committee, try to short and to cut and make too many medals, too many sports. So, but I think that's one of the. If you can make it 7 and make 21, that will be success. But it's still we we stay well. We stay well. And 6 goals now will be more attractive.
George, highly respected around the world, but they love you in California. They love you at USA Wrestling, and of course, we want to see you back there around World Cup time, or at least in April, as you continue working with Anthony. I know August Wesley speaks so highly of you, and has such a tremendous opinion of your ability to coach and transfer the knowledge that you've gained over the years for all your medals, all your championships, and your leadership. But you seem to be doing it the right way, and in wrestling, we appreciate all you've done and all that you continue to do.
Yeah, I thanks for the good words. What coach I am, I gotta prove it because the medals doesn't guarantee the wrestler can be a good coach. But actually, I finished the sport academy. I'm learning lots of things about the physical preparation, psychical education, and all this, the pedagogy, working with the kids, especially how to learn them really to get the techniques better, and that's a process, very complicated. Uh, what we're talking just to finish is to maybe I will come back for sure. They like my style and my philosophy. It's a new philosophy, a new view of the wrestling, and I think we will organize here in California uh, number of clinics, and I will stay in like a center in Sacramento, working with the club with Wesley and the area around. But at the same time, I did visit already some small clubs. They are very exciting. So maybe I'll continue to do this. Just now we're talking about this, and I have a meeting with some parents and people concerning the coaches here that would like to uh, bring me back here in California.
Well, it would be an outstanding experience for everybody involved, folks. We've had a wonderful opportunity to talk with George Kalchev. Is a from Bulgaria, is one of the best in the world during his competitive years, and now, of course, in coaching as well. Find out more about him, what he does online, georgecamps.com, and see if you can find out exactly what I'm talking about, because there's so many testimonials, so many kids, so many respected coaches have such a great opinion of George, and there's got to be a reason why. George, thank you so much for the time. My best to August Wesley and Anthony and everybody in California. I know it's some troubling times travel-wise, but I'm sure you'll get home and be safer for the journey.
Thank you, Scott, and continue to help the wrestling and make it more popular.
God
Good luck
bless
for
you.
all American wrestlers.
Thank you, August. Thank you very much, George.
Yeah, bye.